think Green Lake with an early lead, perhaps? Or is that... No,
we
that
have,
is not.
I think we
Green
have
Lake.
quite
I
a few
apologize.
here. Holy Names, I think, in lane 3, making
Yeah.
a move. However, Sammamish out in lane 5. Again, let me make sure we have all boats on our screen here.
Yeah, I think we might have an outside contender in Green Lake in lane 6.
Exactly. I think you're right. And apologies again. As soon as we get our better camera angle, we will give you the whole field here. But we are seeing Holy Names and Sammamish.
All right, we've got a fun race developing. It looks like a good cluster of boats. There might be an early leader, but our angle is tough to tell right now. But I can say that it looks like at least a race for the minor medals.
Absolutely. I'm going to give that to Holy Names, who is out pretty far in front, but also looking like Green Lake here on the outside. Again, I'm trying to get a little bit closer view with my binoculars here. But it is looking like...
I think I want to say Green Lake. I think Green Lake has an early lead.
Yes, I think Green Lake has taken the lead over Holy Names, but do not write Holy Names off because, again, on that outside, that coxswain right now is looking over at Green Lake as they come into the red buoys, and she's going to have to make a decision now to go or not.
Yeah,
Those two coxswains are definitely eyeing each other.
I think Rose City might be trying to catch up to Holy Names right now. Rose City coming from that middle lane.
Oh, of course they are. Absolutely.
I think they're attacking.
I want to get a stroke right here on this Green Lake crew because look at them. They have decided to throw their cards on the table at a 32 right now. Actually, not that high, but as we speak here, bringing it up for the sprint, you can see them starting to sit up a little bit higher now, starting to punch with the hips, and that rate is coming up to a 40 now. So here we go, crossing the line at a 40.
Good for them.
What a race to Green Lake.
Great sprint.
Walking through lane 3, Holy Names, who, as of now, coming across the line second.
Yeah, and I thought that Rose City, who's just finishing in third, was challenging Holy Names a little bit more, and I think Holy Names just stepped on the gas because when they started their sprint, it was a definitive surge and just took them up and away from Rose City at the last minute there.
Absolutely. Followed here by lanes 5, Sammamish, and lane 2, Mount Baker. But really, really phenomenal sprint there by that Green Lake crew. Nora Richard.
Yeah.
Phenomenal stroking by Nora there. Very brave. Her and her coxswain clearly working well together, taking their crew with them. And that bow seat was the first woman across the line there. So really well done. That was a great race to Green Lake there. Coming in with a time at 7:55.
And we've got a beautiful red Vespoli on the screen here. Earlier, I asked Whitney what her favorite color boat was, and she shared that she's fond of the Empacher yellow because she likes to drive them. And I just like all the colors. I think the color boat diversity is just really fun. We've seen a lot more black boats in recent years. I think about 2 decades ago, Vespoli and a boat maker called Resolute. Is Resolute still around? Are they still a thing?
No, not really.
Yeah, I haven't seen them either. But Vespoli and Resolute started producing black boats about 20-ish years ago. I remember my high school getting an all-black Vespoli Coxed 4 that was just exquisite. And then since then, Fluid Design and a number of other boat manufacturers started going black. But we've seen colors emerge in the past couple decades too. Empacher has always kind of had their pristine golden yellow boats, but there have been some really fun designs. I think that one national team in Germany rose an Empacher that's actually green. I'm very fond of that green German 8. I think it's beautiful.
So fun fact, I have actually raced that boat 4 times.
What?
It's a true story.
Holy
so
smokes.
I
You
have
heard it here
raced
first, folks.
the German national team in that boat themselves. I actually lost to that boat 4 times over the course of a weekend.
Wow.
Although not by much, I have
Okay.
to say. I did finish a couple races connected to them, which was phenomenal.
That's
but it was
exciting.
an honor to get beaten by the green German Empacher, who
Yeah.
at one point was also actually hot pink. They had a
That's
hot
right.
pink
They
one as
did have a
well.
hot pink. Yeah, it was hot pink back in the day.
That's right. So
Yeah.
it was very fun. I got to line up against them in Duisburg, Germany,
Nice.
racing the national teams, and
So cool.
got demolished by the Germans.
I love that.
On their home course, and it was quite an honor.
Oh,
So,
I know that, Coach.
however,
that was
now
really
we
funny.
have some boats again coming across our line. Again, thank you for putting up with our humble musings here.
Humble musings indeed. We are rocking along with the women, the youth novice second final for the 8 event. And it looks like we've got 6 boats in Mount Baker B, Seattle Prep A. Lane 4 will be Green Lake B. Lane 5, Sammamish B. Lane 6, Lakeside A. And Lane 7, Bainbridge A. Good times as they, I think, are just approaching the 1,000-meter mark, about halfway down.
That's right. We're about 4 minutes in, and we do have a couple boats rowing out of our screen, out of our view here. And it looks like we have a little bit of a stagger, but so hard to say from this far down the course.
Yeah.
But this is the point, really important to point out here that for a lot of these crews, the 1,000-meter mark is a very crucial part of the race because not only is this where fitness really start to show, but this is also where a lot of crews get to decide on what kind of move they make. So some crews you will see use the strategy of making a move through the 1,000, and some crews actually use the 750 and the 1250 to actually flank that middle portion of the race and take moves before and after other crews while they expend energy through the 1,000.
Yeah.
So we do see the different strategies playing out here. And again, from this angle, it's really impossible for us to tell who is doing what, who is doing a counter move at the 1250. So very difficult for us to say. But there are different strategies that kind of start to play out throughout the race plan here. So very, very exciting to see the punches start to be thrown again through that third 500. As we sort of come into the finish again with the novice 8s. Again, always such an exciting race.
Totally.
So as soon as we can see, again, some better placings for you, even with our binoculars, we're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
But
it might be...
stay with us.
Yeah. It might be an early Bainbridge Green Lake throwdown for this one. I think I see Bainbridge. No, is that...
I think Seattle Prep.
Yeah, Seattle Prep, you're
I think
right.
Seattle Prep.
Yep.
And then on the outside, Bainbridge.
Okay.
So I'm going to look, again, we're doing our best here. We are so far away, about 750 meters away from these crews doing our best. But I'm going to give it right now to Seattle Prep and Bainbridge, lanes 3 and 7. Again, we will see who challenges. We have a lot of real estate to go. A lot can happen.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know what their race plans are. Again, if some of these crews actually have a move built into their race plan or if they are going to actually throw counter moves at each other. Sometimes in novice racing, you get excited. These coxswains will start calling another 10 or another 10 or another 10 to start overtaking another crew and actually start to let your own race plan unravel a little bit. So that's where we see the maturity and the smarts of these coxswains come in if they can really hold it together and keep their crew's race plan together through this third 500.
Yeah, and typically with 8s racing, the old adage is that the boat that is leading at the first 500-meter mark is the boat that's going to win. And that's just usually a function of the momentum that gets built up, but also the confidence of the leading boat being able to watch and react to the boats that are behind them. But that's not necessarily the case with high school 8s racing, especially not at the novice level, where so many things can just take a dynamic turn at a very very abrupt pace. You never know what's going to happen with novice racing. And I think that's the case today. They're approaching the pylons, and I think, we have our boat leaders in the final 250.
That is right. Yeah, I have to put Green Lake in the mix here.
Yeah, I
Bainbridge.
agree.
Bainbridge definitely on the outside, but lane 3 right here. Seattle Prep and Green Lake going at it here with Bainbridge on the outside. So these 3 boats are going to be your top 3 right now.
Yepers.
Coming into the red buoys here. Seattle Prep, Green Lake, and Bainbridge. Again, this may come down to a sprint.
It's a very close race, it looks like.
This is very exciting.
Yeah.
You can see these coxswains looking over at each other saying who's going to make the move first.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm calling Bainbridge. They have brought their rate up already. So this coxswain is smart on the outside. She is making her move early, potentially an early sprint. Again, I don't know their race plan, but this is working for them.
I don't know. They're faltering a little bit, though. I think it might be a tough pace to maintain.
I'm
but I think they have it.
here.
Yeah, you're right. I think they have
giving Bainbridge. They're at a 42 right now, and I think Bainbridge crossing the line.
Yep, there they go.
First.
Dang. When they first took it up, it looked a little bit sloppy, and I was worried they wouldn't be able to maintain.
Lane 7, Bainbridge.
Big shouts from the Bainbridge
in the
boat.
air.
Yeah.
Followed by Mount Baker in lane 2 and Seattle Prep in lane 3.
Hoots and hollers, joy, exultation.
Here we go. Lane 5, Sammamish. Followed by Lakeside. Followed by Green Lake B.
That was a cooker of a race.
What
I feel
a race
like, those top
turned
3
out
boats.
To be. Thank you to those crews for giving us that kind of suspense. My heart stopped there for a moment. I was biting my nails, but
yeah, and you see the high fives on your
race.
Screen. Yeah, big high fives going down the boat.
That was a race for pride. Those women are proud of that performance, and they should be. Bainbridge Island, stroked by Audrey Pitts. Phenomenal there.
And just so many smiles on screen right now. A lot of big grins.
That's right. I wish we gave
really
awards
cool.
for smiles. Unfortunately, it's only who crosses the line first. But
indubitably.
Luckily, this time it's both for Bainbridge.
There you go. Way to go, Bainbridge. Awesome stuff. And it looks like our launch crew is coming in. So we might be... Are we on break now? I think, yeah, we just wrapped up our morning, folks. So we will be rejoining you slightly before 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.